Go.
Okay.
Say your name first and
My name is Karen Nagano, and before I met Natasha, I dreaded sales. I didn't only dread sales. Every time I was in a sales situation, I felt like I clunked. I mean, I'd be going along, and then there would be this huge clunk, and I'd think, oh, I just blew it, and I didn't know what to do about it. So I just decided that sales was not my thing, and that I couldn't do it. After I met Natasha, Natasha said, sales is just a conversation. And I went, yeah, right. And then she started talking about, well, now this is how you do it. You say, hello, how are you? How are you doing today? What inspired you to get in touch with me? And what is it that you're wanting? Or what have you been feeling about what you've heard about me? And I thought, maybe I could do that. And she went through this whole thing about the conversation, and I got this feeling that I could do it, and it was like this little secret feeling inside, like, oh, I think I could do that. And I got this idea that, oh, there's a person I really need to talk about. It's kind of hunch. So Natasha says, you call that person. You call them. So I thought, okay, I'll call that person. Think. Okay, I'll call that person. So a week goes by, and Natasha says, did you call that person? No, I haven't called that person yet. Well, you better call that person. I'm like, okay. And it was a struggle for me to even think about myself entering into what Natasha called just a conversation. But all of a sudden, one morning I woke up and I thought, you know what? I can do this. And I felt perfectly peaceful. There was no stress. There was no anxiety. I just felt peaceful. And I picked up my phone and I called this person who had purchased a number of my art pieces before, and I just had a conversation with her. And when she asked me what I was up to, I said, well, I just started this new project and I have this new offering. And she kind of asked me about it. And she told me, oh, wow, that is so creative. I mean, it is cutting edge. And I said, well, yeah. And somehow or another, I just said, well, would that be interesting to you? And she said, oh, yeah. And I said, well, gee, that's just great. Then you'd really be interested in one of these portraitscapes? And she said, oh, yeah, I'd love to. I'd love one. I mean, just everything you've said about it just sounds so exciting. And so, how did she say it? I don't know how she said it anyway. It came to the price thing, and I just said, well, I'm offering them now for $10,000. And she said, great. Shall I send you a check? And I said, sure, that'd be just great. She said, okay, I'll write you a check today. And that was it. And I felt like, how did that happen? And I didn't feel ecstatic, like jump up and down and, it was like, oh my gosh, I am so grateful. I am so grateful to Natasha, to the universe, to my client who is so tuned into who it is that I am and what I can offer, and to the goddess for giving me the gift of art. And this all happened working with Natasha. And I love Natasha. And I trust her absolutely.